Alrighty, that's it. It's over. Congratulations, Team Liquid. The race to world first is over. Shoutouts to my boy Dazer, who I didn't get to see much on there, and to Wolf Disco, the guy who played Warrior for Liquid. Unfortunately sat right before they killed the boss, because Fire Mage is levels of overpowered, not seen for some time. But it is what it is. Warrior, by any means, is still not bad. Warrior's still good. It still does good execute damage. It is just simply not as good as Fire Mage and Windwalker Monk. So, when you don't need the Warrior buff, it comes from a tank that does a lot of damage. And speaking of damage, we actually have a screenshot of the... Where was that screenshot? I just had it, man. I just had it. Where was that screenshot? This screenshot here. This was boss damage. And all the boss damage for Fire Mage spreads out to all of the ads through Ignite. Man. Windwalkers and Fire Mages just big chillin' right up there, you know? I don't know if Malarcus was playing pure single target just for boss damage. He's probably playing Beast Cleave because of the amount of ads, so he lost some single target there, but... oh boy, these classes better get shot the way Fury Warrior got shot. Oh boy, they better. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy about it. And it's just because it is simply way too imbalanced what this, especially what the Fire Mage spec can do, but Windwalker Monk is also crazy. One of the things, funnily enough, one of the reasons why I believe Windwalker Monk is going to get shot is because one of the things Windwalker Monk can do that Warriors can't do anymore because of the nerfs from Nerebar Palace is Burst AoE. Warriors completely lost the ability to do Burst AoE. All of Warriors' damage, even though you can do a decent amount of Burst with, like, Colossus, is realistically just going to be worse than Windwalker Monk. You're not going to be able to cleave like a Fire Mage. You don't do nearly as much... like, a class doesn't do enough execute damage, especially after the 15% nerf, to make us viable or really wanted for the execute part of the two execute bosses, One-Armed Bandit and Muggsy. Fury Warrior or Arms Warrior was brought for Muggsy, but you probably could have just played another Windwalker Monk. Let's be real here. So this is the state our class is in, and I think one of the things that makes Warrior kind of in a bad state, or DPS Warrior specifically, because Colossus Prot Warrior actually does like crazy damage. Like it does really, really good damage. Like I think I have almost a 3 mil overall like Cinder Brew on Colossus Prot Warrior, which wasn't even like min-maxing it while I was farming the necklace. But one thing that Warrior had was Burst AoE, and that was for Fury, and that actually would have made a difference here on Styx. It would have made a difference in One-Armed Bandit. It would have made a difference on Gallywix. But it's simply just not good enough. We do consistent AoE cleave damage, and the game is built around Burst. So, as it stands, Warrior, Arms, and Fury just kind of lost their spot. We don't do anything exceptional. Static cleave is not important a lot of the time because you need to kill ads very, very quickly. It's kind of the same issue with Mythic Plus, where everything is built around these big cooldown windows that you bring into the fight, but then Warrior just kind of does damage the whole time, but burst damage as a profile has always been far more important than anything else. I don't remember if I've said it. I've tried to record this a couple times, but congratulations already to Team Liquid for their kill. 4 Fire Mages and 3 Windwalker Monks. Because one of the reasons why I think Windwalker is going to get shot is because what Windwalker is very good at is Burst AoE. And that's what they killed Fury Warrior for, because we did too much Burst AoE. So I expect Windwalker Monk to get shot. Mage is Blizzard's favorite spec. It is always played, always good. Currently overpowered as all fuck. I really hope Fire Mage gets nerfed into the ground. But even then, they still have Arcane and Frost to play. But the Listen, I could just sit here and complain about how Fire Mage just gets to single target the whole fucking time and do crazy AoE damage, but I'm not going to do that. I feel that way, but I'm not going to do that. But there's honestly not too much else to say. Where DPS Warrior right now just does not bring anything special. It does not bring anything unique. Prot Warrior is so good that if you need a raid buff, you can just play it there. And who knows? Worst case, maybe I'm playing my, like, I don't want to, but maybe I'm playing like my Hunter or something if need be. Like, I don't think I'll need to, because we have gear, we have the percent damage increase, we have the buff. Like, I think this is a pretty easy raid tier after they're probably going to nerf Sprocketmonger, if I had to guess, because that boss, Styx and that boss were definitely on par with what Gallywix is currently, and that's not really right for a difficulty curve. Muggsy is definitely the step up, but the race is, well, I mean, shit, man. The race is over, and no DPS warriors were needed. You'll probably still see at least one, either through Revez or Wall Life, because those are both very, very good players through Echo as they work through and finish their progression and kill Gallywix. But man, is it been a kind of a bad while, an unfortunate while to be a warrior for a bit. We had our bit of a stint in Nerebar Palace, where burst AoE was a very desirable profile, and we were allowed to do that, but outside of our cooldowns, we did absolutely dick all. But we do more consistent damage. Consistent damage just isn't worth much in the grand scheme of things. So here we are. Unfortunate. No DPS warrior needed in the race to world first. You'll still see it. It is still a viable class in spec, no matter what you play, arms or fury. It is just unfortunate to see. But also, I do have to say, I don't know if I might have said it in the beginning, I might not, I don't remember. But it's the same for a lot of specs, right? Like you look at Feral Druid. I mean, Rogue's kind of expected to play all specs because it's a pure DPS class, you know. I mean, there are specialists kind of thing, but Feral Druid's probably been in a worse state than DPS Warrior for a while, so it's kind of hard for us to complain too much. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It just sucks seeing the race to world first kill, and they killed it very quickly after the DPS Warrior was sat, and they brought in another Mage. On one of these polls, too, you know what's really fun, too, about Mage, even though it does all of this crazy damage? On one of these polls, too, which is really cool, a mechanic of the boss is you have to pick up a bomb and then soak a lingering lightning on the floor. And the boss was like here and shot, and all the lightning was stuck on this side of the room, on this side of the floor. And they had to bring the bomb here and then back all the way to the other side of the room. Otherwise, they're going to wipe and die and things are going to go bad. But it's a mage, literally alter time, blink, blink, gather everything, alter back, blink, he's already there. It's like nothing ever happened. Something's going to be done about the blue class. Something's got to be done, because, man, bit of a weird ending to the race, kind of disappointing. We're hoping for a mythic phase for something, but well, here we are. Here it is, bit of an easier tier, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye.